So the bottom line is here, yes, Democrats 8 more votes. They've overhauled the health care system here, but there is one more shot that Republicans will try to take to reverse that and kill the bill.
All right, Tom DeLay joins us on the phone, the former House Majority Leader who has wiggled a few big votes of his own. Tom, in Houston, what do you make of this and what Republicans can do, as Rich pointed out, in a one last desperate shot to try to shelve this? What are the odds?
Well, first of all, Cavuto, you got to remember that if they pass this Senate bill, it becomes law, and it goes to the president for signature.
So it's a done deal?
Stopping this Senate, it's a done deal.
So what good does this follow-up thing do then?
Well, it just makes the bill a little bit better. It takes all the bad stuff out of the bill that the members had objections to and tries to change it. But that does give opportunity to the Republicans in the Senate. Everybody seems to think that the Senate's going to, debate this for a day and kick it back to the president, the reconciliation package. They could drag this on for weeks if the Republicans chose to do so. And they have one major point of order that could kill the whole reconciliation package. So there's still stuff like that going on, but the American people need to understand, if that reconciliation bill passes or doesn't pass, it doesn't make a difference. The destruction to this country, the destruction to the Constitution has been done and is being voted on as we speak.
All right, so this passes, this becomes essentially the law of the land. This motion to recommit or try to send it back to committee and all that's not going to happen. So
no,
there's really nothing that can stop this train then, right?
No, it's done. The American people are going to suffer through this. That speech by Pelosi shows you why the Congress is held in such disdain by the American people. They not only don't listen to the American people, they lied to the American people. That was the worst speech I've ever heard a speaker give, and the most untruthful thing I've ever heard in my life on the floor of the House. Misleading and lying to the American people.
All right, we are one vote
Absolutely
away right now,
amazing.
getting very close. Thank you there, Tom DeLay. You get to 216, one vote away. There you go, 216 votes. The biggest, the most expensive government initiative since at least the New Deal. Some were saying that you'd have to go further back in dollar terms to even before then. Others argue with Medicare and its emergence in 1966, even though that was chump change then. Whatever the case now, the $940 billion Healthcare Reform Act has now all but become law. The House approving what the Senate had approved. Now keep in mind, in this Byzantine process, what this effectively means is the House is accepting something that it essentially hated, and what it wanted to get out of the Senate were some major changes to make it palatable. That will actually be the next measure voted on. But the House has now voted on the very thing it really hated. But that has become, in all likelihood, the law of the land. It will then, in short order, vote on the reconciliation measure, and that will then, since the deal, those two measures go to the president, he will sign, and it is done. The scene in the Capitol, just when we hit that 216 level, there were audible shouts just below me, and that might have been for my staff tiring of the fact that it had been going on so long. But in all reality, it had to do with what was going on the floor of the House of Representatives, where just a short time ago, they have approved this being the biggest of all the votes to wait for health care. Back to Rich.